Bombshell. Song Kang has finally broken his military silence, and for the first time ever, he's mentioned Kim Yoo-jung. What did he say? Why now? And what does it mean for their rumored connection that's kept fans guessing for years? Join Red Carpet Revealed as we dive straight into the whispers, the reactions, and the truth behind this stunning moment. The air inside the auditorium was still, almost heavy with expectation. Soldiers sat neatly in rows, polished, uniforms crisp, their eyes fixed on the small stage at the front. From the military's public relations team were set up at discreet angles, ready to broadcast the event to the outside world. In one corner, a military band softly rehearsed a patriotic melody, the gentle hum of brass instruments filling the quiet spaces. Song Kang, dressed in his standard issue uniform, stood tall near the podium. His hair was cropped short, his face leaner and more mature since his enlistment months earlier. He scanned the room briefly, his gaze calm yet unreadable. For months, fans had waited for a glimpse of him, any sign of how he was doing, any word from his lips. Since that tearful farewell on his enlistment day, he had been a figure seen but not heard, a silent presence in the occasional training photo or official military bulletin. And then it happened. His voice, steady but warm, carried across the hall as he addressed a question from a fellow soldier about support during challenging times. There are people, he began, pausing as if choosing his words carefully, whose encouragement stays with you even when you can't see them. For me, Kim Yoo-jung has been one of those people. A ripple of reaction moved through the room. Some soldiers exchanged surprised glances. The band's rehearsal paused mid-note. Outside the base, on the livestream, the chant exploded. Did he just? No way. First time ever. Replay, replay, replay. Screenshots were taken instantly. And within minutes, clips were circulating on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. For fans who had followed both Song Kang and Kim Yoo-jung's careers, the significance of this moment could not be overstated. This was not a casual name drop, it was the first public acknowledgement connecting them directly, spoken in the one place where every word is weighed and recorded. Their history, or at least the fragments the public had been able to piece together, stretched back years. They had never starred in a full project together, but their paths had crossed repeatedly, at award shows, brand events, industry galas. Fans remembered a brief interaction at a drama awards ceremony, where Yoo-jung had congratulated Song Kang on his rising career, and he had responded with a smile that lingered a little longer than expected. In the world of KBs, where body language is often dissected like ancient code, that single smile became a point of endless speculation. Still, both had remained silent in the years that followed. Even when they were seen at the same private industry gatherings, even when they shared endorsements for the same luxury brand, their interactions were minimal in public. It was as if they had silently agreed that whatever existed between them, friendship, mutual respect, something more, was not for public consumption. And then came his enlistment. On a chilly morning in late winter, Song Kang had reported for duty. Cameras caught him in a thick parka, his hair already cut short, bowing deeply to the fans who had gathered to send him off. "I'll do my best," he had said, his voice tight with emotion. After that, there were only the official military updates, a grainy photo of him in training gear, a brief mention in a military newsletter about his unit's performance. Not once did he make a personal comment. Not once did he let slip a private name, until now. The military event where he spoke had been a relatively small affair, intended to highlight camaraderie among soldiers. It wasn't supposed to be a headline-making moment. As soon as Kim Yoo-jung's name left his lips, the event became something else entirely. Soldiers later described the moment as unexpected but sincere, noting that Song Kang's expression softened noticeably when he said her name. Fans wasted no time. Within hours, Song Kang and Kim Yoo-jung were trending together worldwide. Compilation videos surfaced, ending his new comment with every past clip where they had been in the same frame. Side-by-side images from events years apart suddenly looked different, as if retroactively infused with meaning. On forums, theories flourished. Had they been quietly close all along? Had she visited him privately? Was this his way of sending her a message? For others, the focus was on Kim Yoo-jung herself. For her poise and warmth. She was in the middle of filming a new drama when the news broke. Reporters at the set tried to catch her reaction, But she offered only a polite smile and a brief, "I'm focusing on my work." That response, calm, measured, and neither confirming nor denying, did nothing to dampen speculation. In fact, it fueled it. Meanwhile, inside the military base, Kang continued the event as if nothing unusual had happened. He spoke about the value of teamwork, the lessons of service, the pride he felt in representing his country. But those who were paying attention noticed subtle changes, the way he carried himself with renewed energy, the faint but unmistakable glimmer in his eyes. Theories multiplied. Some believe his mention was purely platonic, a nod to a colleague whose encouragement had genuinely helped him. Others saw it as a carefully timed personal gesture, possibly arranged to coincide with a milestone in her own life or career. A few cynics suggested it was a PR move. The natural cadence of his delivery made it seem less likely. As the day wore on, the story refused to fade. Entertainment talk shows debated the implications, some panelists treating it lightly and others delving into the cultural significance of a soldier naming a female celebrity during service. In South Korea, where the military experience is both highly personal and deeply public, such moments carry symbolic weight. By the time evening fell, the online world had settled into two camps: those who were convinced this was the start of a bigger story, and those who dismissed it as a fleeting comment blown out of proportion. But for all the debate, one thing was certain: Kang had, with a single sentence, shifted the public conversation in a way no press release or drama roll ever could. Part 2 of the story began to take shape in the days that followed. Fan accounts shared unverified sightings of Kim Yoo-jung near a military district, claiming she had attended a low-profile event there. Others pointed to her social media posts, noting a cryptic caption about unexpected encouragement alongside a photo of the night sky. The photo's timestamp, of course, matched the night of Kang's mention. The media kept pressing her for comment, but she maintained her careful silence, attending press events for her drama without addressing the speculation. Her co-stars teased her lightly in interviews. She deflected with practiced ease, turning the conversation back to the project at hand. Restraint only deepened the mystery. Kang's unit released a set of official photos a week later, showing him in training exercises. In one shot, he appeared to be laughing with fellow soldiers, smile wide and genuine. For fans, it became emblematic: a man who had spoken his truth, however small, and seemed lighter for it. Industry insiders began to weigh in, some suggesting that the mention could be paving the way for a future collaboration between the two. Others speculated about the challenges of navigating personal connections in an industry where public perception can make or break careers. For the reason, the mention of Kim Yoo-jung had not only reignited interest in Kang during his military service, but had also intertwined their names in a way that would be hard to untangle. And perhaps that was the point. Deliberate or spontaneous, the moment had achieved something rare in the entertainment world: genuine surprise. In an age where most celebrity news is carefully packaged and strategically timed, Kang had managed to create a headline that felt unscripted, unplanned, and entirely human. What comes next remains uncertain. Will they address the moment directly after his discharge? Will it fade into the archives of fan memory, a sweet but inconclusive chapter? For now, fans are left to wonder, and to replay that clip over and over, parsing every syllable, every pause, every flicker of emotion in his voice. Because in the end, it wasn't just the name he spoke that mattered, it was the way he said it. In the days following the unexpected mention, the entertainment world seemed to move in two different tempos. On the surface, the usual buzz of KBs continued, dramas aired, film promotions rolled out, variety shows played on with their scripted laughter. But underneath, in the shadowy space where industry gossip and fan theories thrive, everything slowed down to replay one single moment: Kang, in uniform, uttering Kim Yoo-jung's name for the very first time. Every detail from that day was dissected. Slow down the video frame by frame, noting the almost imperceptible smile tugging at the corner of his lips before he spoke. Lip readers swore he paused on her name as if savoring it. Audio enthusiasts enhanced the clip, isolating the breath he took just before speaking, as though it carried hidden meaning. Kim Yoo-jung, for her part, continued to walk the fine line between openness and privacy. She arrived at her drama set each morning with her usual grace, greeting staff warmly, taking photos with fans when possible, Yet every time a reporter's microphone drew close with the inevitable question, "Have you heard what Song Kang said about you?" she would offer a faint smile and gently redirect. That delicate deflection only sharpened curiosity. Silence between them, punctuated only by that single public mention, began to feel like its own form of communication. Fans speculated that she might be waiting for his discharge to respond, perhaps to ensure that whatever she said would be free from the restrictions of military protocol. Others believed she had already responded, in ways subtle enough for only the most devoted followers to catch. One such response came when she posted a late-night photo of her holding a book. Its title barely visible but enough for sharp-eyed fans to identify, "Letters Never Sent." The caption read simply, "Some things find their way, even in silence." The post was liked by several colleagues, but it was the rush of fan comments that transformed it into a mini-event. "Is this about him? This can't be coincidence. We see you, Yoo-jung." Meanwhile, inside the barracks, life for Song Kang returned to its disciplined rhythm. Yet accounts from soldiers who served alongside him began to filter out in quiet ways, through fan club letters, through chance encounters with acquaintances. One story told of a night during sentry duty when a fellow soldier jokingly mentioned Kim Yoo-jung, only for Song Kang to smile and shake his head with a look that said more than words could. The online storm refused to calm. Hashtags pairing their names remained active weeks later, fueled by fan edits set to love ballads, from interviews where they'd been in the same room, and speculative timelines of their possible relationship. Mainstream news outlets, usually cautious about feeding romantic rumors, began to run light-hearted segments on the Song Kang Kim Yoo-jung moment, framing it as one of the year's most unexpected and talked-about happenings. In the industry's back channels, rumors grew louder. A producer claimed to have once pitched a drama pairing them together, but was told the timing wasn't right. Another insider hinted that both agencies had been aware of a friendship, or more, between the two but had agreed to keep it low profile. Some saw the mention as a soft launch, to prepare the public for something that might become official later. The cultural context made the moment even more potent. In South Korea, the military service period often becomes a kind of emotional proving ground, not just for the soldiers themselves, but for those waiting outside. A name mentioned from within those walls carries weight. It's a rare crack in the controlled facade, a glimpse into the private heart of someone who has, for months, belonged almost entirely to the state. Kim Yoo-jung's agency eventually released a short, neutral statement: "We are aware of the public interest in this matter. However, as this concerns the private life of our artist, we'll not be making any further comments." It was exactly the kind of statement designed to close the door. Instead, it flung it wider, leaving fans to fill the silence with their own narratives. Came the second wave of speculation. A fan visiting the same coffee shop Yoo-jung was known to frequent posted a blurry photo of what appeared to be a handwritten letter tucked into a book on the counter. The handwriting, they claimed, strikingly similar to Song Kang's from his past autographs. The letter itself was never shown in full. Hinted at through partial sentences: "Your encouragement keeps me steady and until the day I can speak freely again." Theories multiplied overnight. Is it a private message delivered through mutual friends? Might reassurance that his mention had been intentional? Neither star confirmed or denied it. But the idea of hidden exchanges played perfectly into the romantic narrative fans had been building for weeks. As the months passed, the frenzy cooled but never fully disappeared. Each official update from the military that included Song Kang was scrutinized for changes in his demeanor. Did he seem happier? Focused? Kim Yoo-jung's public appearances were analyzed for subtle signs: a different choice of jewelry, a sudden smile when a certain song played in the background. By the time his discharge date was officially announced, anticipation had transformed into something almost ceremonial. Fans began planning to gather outside the base, not just to welcome him back, but to see if he might speak her name again, or perhaps, this time, with her standing beside him. The morning of his discharge arrived cold and clear. A small crowd of fans and media gathered outside the gates, their breath visible in the crisp air. When Song Kang emerged, uniform exchanged for a simple coat and jeans, he looked both relieved and contemplative. He bowed deeply, thanked those who had supported him, answered a few questions about his service, and then, with a half-smile, he said, "I also want to thank someone whose name you already know." There was no need to say more. Cameras clicked furiously, Fans gasped. And the clip was online within minutes. It wasn't a confession. It wasn't an announcement. But it was enough, a bookend to the sentence he had started all those months ago in the military hall. Enough to keep the story alive. To ensure that the song Kang Kim Yoo-jung moment would remain one of KBS's most tantalizing, enduring mysteries. Some, it was romance. For others, it was deep friendship. For everyone, it was proof that in a world built on curated images and scripted interactions, there are still moments, small, unscripted, taking, that can stop time. And perhaps that's why, long after the headlines fade and news stories take their place, fans will still remember the soldier who broke his silence to speak one name, and the actress who met that silence with a mystery of her own.